And bringing the female perspective to life today, our guest, model and creative, Sydney Siegel.
What up?
The what up was really great. And her friend Jessie, who's also her roommate and a creative on her own. Yes. And the way this works is we want to get to know you guys better. If you want to give us a quick recap for our listeners of who you are or who you want us to think you are, because this is LA.
This is LA.
How would you describe yourself in 5 sentences or less?
I moved out here from Phoenix, Arizona. I came to play volleyball, and then I decided that I wanted to branch off because I've been playing since I was 6 years old. And I started posting on Instagram in 2016, and yeah.
And that was the longest Wikipedia page I've ever heard. But, okay.
Whatever.
So you're a volleyball playing,
but what do you,
Instagram model?
Yeah, what do you post on Insta?
A lot of like streetwear. I don't post any. I have recently been posting bikini pictures and stuff, but nothing like very provocative.
I thought the pants were fly when I walked in. I ain't gonna lie. So that makes sense.
Sydney,
they're really big on me.
Impeccable style. That's even what drew me to her first when I met her at Earth Cafe. Mm-hmm. She was alongside. I don't know how you want to explain this, but
my
she was
boyfriend.
Okay, I don't want to make assumptions in LA. Yeah. And we're going to get to the bottom of that as well. Ooh. But the concept was I just saw 2 magnificent, cool, chill people, and I was like, I need to get to know who they are.
That's how it happens.
Here we are.
He really reminded me of my brother because he was wearing a robe. My brother's really like exactly like you.
Does your brother wear robes as well?
He just wears crazy things. Like he doesn't care what people think about
him. But does he wear robes?
Occasionally.
He'll rock a onesie.
A onesie.
He will. But I always wear sweatpants. Like I'm never wearing anything tight. I don't know. My roommate, James, gets on me about that. So he's like, you need to wear something that's like not sweats.
And so when I was like, Cindy, you got to come to the show. She's like, I need to bring my roommate because my roommate is just crazy. And that's you. Yeah, Jessie. That's Jessie.
What up?
Yo, what's up? So what's your 5 sentence or less story?
So I moved to LA to model and act, and before that I was doing gymnastics, and I kind of took a slight detour and started doing more social media like YouTube, Instagram, and yeah, I post a lot of butt pics.
Yeah, all I heard was flexible and butt pics. I don't know what else you heard, Mr. BK, but I just heard
butt pics.
100%.
So, is there a market? Is there a certain hashtag you use for the butt pic on Insta? Is there like a massive falling over the butt pics?
Belfies.
Belfies.
Is that what Belfie? See, we didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Belfie.
Wow.
And is that what someone searches for when they want to find butt pics?
I'm not sure.
So you just invented the term Belfie?
No, I think another Instagram butt model did.
Butt model.
You're a butt model. That's what we're going with.
Sure.
She's like, screw my face. It's all about my butt.
Okay. Well.
No, I'm kidding. You're beautiful.
The thing about the Belfie is you have less control of, when you hold the phone for a selfie, you can find your perfect angle. How do you do it with the Belfie? You need a mirror? Like what's the science that goes into that?
It's a mirror for sure. You have to like adjust
your legs a certain way, your body.
No, I applaud you for that because the Belfie is a lot more complex than it seems. Just like those special mirrors they have so you could shave your own beard. I don't even know how to use one of those. So I have to go to the barber once a week.
Oh gosh.
And that's the concept. It's like with the Belfie, right? Here, are there guys who do Belfies?
I
would imagine. I would imagine
I've never done a Belfie.
Fitness models probably.
So since and thing is with the Belfie, because you apparently have a very shapely butt, right? Because enough that you feel like it's postable.
Yeah.
Right? Do you search for guys that you also feel have a nice butt? Like, is that something you find
that's a good question.
pertinent in your partner determination?
I mean, the guy I'm seeing has a nice butt.
Amazing.
He has an amazing butt.
Yeah.
So do women like butts the same way us guys like butts?
I don't think it's like as much as guys like girls' butts, but like it's nice if a guy has a nice butt.
I always wondered why, because technically it's the same thing. It's not like different like the rest of the body.
I'm gonna tell you why it's different. Why guys would like butts more, because a lot of it has to do with your hips, and a lot of it has to do with the size, and it has to do with the way you would be able to give birth. That's how we're attracted to people, right? Because the natural.
I've never
inkling
thought
is-
about having a kid in my life, and I like me some booty.
You know what? You say that you haven't thought about having a kid, but on some genetic level, you have. You've made a mental determination not to.
Is that why I got a puppy?
Maybe, but that's why people call their puppies their children. It's an extension of you. So on some level, all of us have a need to reproduce. That is a basic biological need. That's not my opinion. That's science.
So what's like the fertility factor that women look for in men?
Like, what do you look for? What do you you feel like you're genetically attracted to?
Oh gosh.
Like your body is searching for.
I like a guy who like takes care of himself.
Yeah,
like
for
fitness wise, and then also like I like a guy to be
Hygiene.
clean cut. Yeah, hygiene's a big one.
That is.
So
sure.
you look for, yeah, but you're not like genetically clean. I'm talking about like height, weight, size,
Yeah,
eye
because-
color.
yeah, no, that makes
Because the
sense.
cavemen, they probably didn't have good hygiene. So like, what else would
I
they have been
don't-
looking for?
I really don't know. No, I don't like a guy that's smaller than me. That's for sure. I've dated a guy that was shorter than me and smaller than me, and that just did not work out. So definitely a guy that's taller than me.
Was that person not good in bed? And the reason I ask is because if I was like smaller and shorter than a girl, I would put in
Right.
extra work to be amazing. Like I'd be when I'm done, I'd look at you and be like, yeah, I did that, bitch. Like I would just be that.
Gosh, man.
Well, when I dated him, I was actually not having sex at the time. So I thought I was gonna wait till marriage. That didn't end up working out. But
Had you thought
it's
you were
okay.
gonna wait till marriage before him? So were you still a virgin at that time, or
I
had
was.
you had sex and then decided you were gonna wait for marriage and then had sex after him as well, which would have been so much worse if I was that guy. Like,
No. I didn't have sex till I was 18. I dated him when I was 16 and 17. Actually, I think I was 19 the first time I had sex. I don't know, 18 or 19 when I first came out to California. So I was very
California
secluded
turned
from,
you out?
Damn
yeah,
it,
you know.
California just makes people do things that
Right?
they've never done before.
Yeah. Well, I ended up living in Huntington before I moved to LA. So, I mean, it's kind of a chill city. LA is a little more fast paced than Huntington. But
LA is so chill compared to the East Coast. You don't have like Jess doesn't have an interesting, this is what I want genetically from a guy, and or
My type's like all over the place, honestly.
It is.
Like it's really weird.
yeah.
that is the nicest way anyone has been like, I'm a hoe ever in my life. Like I've never, that's such
I am
a,
so done.
No, I mean, come on. I got to disagree with that, Tron. Like, I don't necessarily have a type either. I see souls like different colors, you know?
yeah, but
And
you're a
your soul
love hoe,
can
bro.
be any
You're
color.
a love hoe, man. Dog, I've told you this before. You are an emotional whore.
Not anymore. I've had my wall up more lately.
That's great. Me too.
So you don't have a
Spirit
physical
fingers,
type?
just feeling the
Jess?
vibes.
I mean, not really. Like, I don't know. My type goes from like Lil Xan to like Channing Tatum.
Stop it right
Did you
now.
say Roseanne?
Lil Xan.
Oh, Lil
Xan.
Xan. Lil Xan.
Way too much.
So, but we're still white. Okay, so
We're still white.
I mean, that's I didn't hear. It's not
No,
like you
he's
said.
like, he's Latino.
yeah.
Who is?
Lil Xan.
Okay, so if Little Xan was in a car full of cholos and they got pulled over, you're telling me that he'd be like, actually, I'm Little Xan Escobar. No,
Well,
he's
no,
gonna
the
be.
face tats would
What?
get him in prison.
No, he's still don't do that. So Little Xan to Channing Tatum. So that's so you like bad boy white boys. That's
Yeah.
a type.
It is.
That is a type, the bad boy, white boy, and that there's a range in that. It ranges from the Little Xan to the Channing Tatum,
Well-
but you didn't go for Justin Timberlake in sync. You would go for Justin Timberlake post sync.
Look, I'm not gay, but if I was gay and I wanted the bad boy white guy, I'd go for that guy from Sons of Anarchy, Jax or something.
Yeah, that was kind of gay. Here's the thing: had you picked anyone else, I might have
okay.
let that
It's
slide.
fine.
I might have been able to let that slide. So let's ask you guys some either or questions in order to get to know more about you and your perspective and who you are as a person.
Awesome.
Lyft or Uber?
Lift.
Oh, I didn't expect that. Butts or biceps?
Biceps for sure.
Yeah, biceps.
Honk or wait?
Wait.
Honk.
She is so bad with that. It makes me so angry.
IHOP or IHOB?
Sorry?
IHOP recently changed their name to IHOB, International House of Burgers. So would you want a burger there or the original breakfast menu?
Pancakes for sure.
Burger. I don't like pancakes.
See, I knew someone was with it. Don't need that head nod, Teron.
What about you? Do you like pancakes or burgers?
I mean, I'm clearly taking breakfast over
Sure.
a burger from IHOP. Here's the thing. I don't trust you. I don't trust IHOP anymore. I don't trust them. You went from International House of Pancakes to International House of Burgers.
Wait, that's an actual thing.
That's an
the thing.
actual thing, and the marketing director is under fire right now.
Under fire, they should be fired.
Well, it got people talking about IHOP. When's the last time people was talking about IHOP?
You know what? Every Sunday morning when every old person went to IHOP, like it was me and everyone over 75. It was I was chilling. You think you're laughing? I was getting Golden Girl pussy all day long, like bro, using discounts. Like turn up, turn up. Strawberries or grapes?
Strawberries.
Ooh, I'm difficult. Can I explain? I like strawberries, but I like frozen grapes better. So if they're frozen, then I like grapes.
I've never had a frozen grape.
Are you
They're
kidding?
delicious.
I haven't.
It's like a natural popsicle.
Oh my gosh! You just buy them
Amazing.
at the grocery store?
No, you just put your grapes in the freezer.
Yeah.
Oh,
George.
I thought they had them prepackaged and everything.
No. You have to wash them off though, otherwise they're like,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Life hack: put them in wine.
Oh,
You're a psycho.
Instead of ice cubes.
Genius.
alcoholism. Gotta
With
love
that
it.
being said, dragons or ligers?
Ligers.
Ooh, Ligers.
That's not a question. Ligers are real. Dragons are not. Like you. That okay.
They're real to me.
Isn't a dragon technically a dinosaur?
Ooh, take that, Diddy voice. Take that.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing. No, clearly it's not. Dinosaurs were also a real thing. Dragons were mythical creatures, which we have not found, which were, I can understand your confusion, right? But they would be a cross between a dinosaur and a bird and a mythical
A pterodactyl.
pretend. No,
You just lost
see,
points there. You should have said they don't
Hold
spit
on.
fire, and then you would have
Yeah.
won your argument.
Hold
but
on.
Clearly,
A pterodactyl is also a dinosaur, not a dragon. When you look at these dragons, you don't see pterodactyls. So I understand where you are all coming from. However, you are all wrong. And
are you aware that your robe is dragon colored?
Because he's always right.
it's Merlot colored, and no,
I like it.
I'm not always right. So that's not the case. 99% of the time,
amazing.
I am right. But that 1%, I'm just more right than George, and that's
Oh
what
my
we need
gosh,
to understand.
I'm so pointed.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
iPhone for sure.
Mac or Windows?
Mac.
Mac.
Who still uses Windows?
I just
Gamers.
had to ask. Gamers. Yes, you're like my redeemer this show. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gosh.
Her.
I don't know if Jess is who you want to be redeeming you. Have you listened to some of her answers? If you're giving a psychological profile here,
Hey, she does master knowing how to find the right angle for the Belfies and for arguments. So take that. Take
for
that.
her butt, and which is a real thing. That is a real thing. Denzel Washington or Will Smith. That's how much you don't like black guys. Let's go.
Will
Sid.
Smith.
Boom.
Denzel.
Simpsons or Futurama?
Futurama.
I don't even know what that is.
And that's the winning answer. So welcome to the panel, Sydney and Jess. I want to ask you a what if question.
Okay.
What if
Yep.
you went out with your girls and your girl said she just saw your boy at a table with another girl.
Oh, hell no.
So, do you go over there guns blazing?
Yep.
Do you go
Yes.
just look and see and then deal with it later? Or do you go and start calmly asking questions?
Well, if I saw my man with another girl, it would depend on what they were doing. So, obviously, if they were like dancing up on each other, I would be pissed. But if they were just sitting there talking and he wasn't doing anything that gave me a reason to be mad, then I'd be fine with it. I don't really care. I trust my boyfriend. I trust
And
Any
that's
guy
the
I'm with.
voice of a confident person, yo.
Really? I thought that was going to be the voice of a bitch that got cheated on. Like, here's my thing.
Well, I have times, but I don't know.
My question is, what's the level of intoxication here?
Oh my gosh.
Of your intoxication
That's
or
a
theirs?
valid
Yeah.
question.
Of your intoxication? It's your what if. So live that life.
I guess it just depends on the situation and how I'm seeing it from like an outsider point of view. Like Sydney said, if he's dancing with her, being like flirty, touchy, whatever, I'm probably gonna handle it a little differently than if it's just a guy chilling with a girl, you know?
So what if you go over there and he's like kind of what you felt like flirty dance, and then you're like flipping out, and then he's like, babe, this is my sister. How dumb do you feel at that point? Like, no, because sometimes you can be like all affectionate to your own sister.
No,
and
that makes sense.
And if you don't know what the affection is, especially if the person's sister's attractive. So for example, my sisters are pretty, they're pretty. So people are always like, oh, your girlfriend's hot. I'm like, huh, my sister's hot and I'm going to punch you in the face. Right? Oh. And so it's like a thing. So
but wouldn't you know your significant other's sister?
No, not if it's early on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not if it's early on. I mean, I don't know how many people have ever met my siblings that I've been
No one?
No.
No one? Because you haven't even taken me to meet your significant other, so I know your family hasn't met them.
No, I in college, because we were in such close proximity, the person that I was seeing in college.
So you're admitting to actually seeing someone?
I definitely
on record,
knew a girl.
On air.
I definitely knew a girl in college. Like, I knew a girl. I don't know what our interaction was. It was interesting. But no, I definitely, I mean, it's not like I've never dated. I just prefer to be private with the people that I'm dating. And that was a long time ago. But that person was aware of a sibling.
Aware of a sibling.
That's great.
Doesn't even know it's a brother or sister. Doesn't know the sibling's name, age, or favorite ice cream. Just aware that a sibling existed.
I'm just a very personal, private person.
We didn't answer that question. The question you asked.
Yeah.
What would I do?
Well, no, but like we didn't.
Let them answer the question.
Yeah.
Because okay, I'll tell you my opinion because I think this is very important for people to know. Just kidding. But if you were to get heated right away, you don't know the actual story, so you have to listen to what they have to say before you can react on something.
See, you actually did answer the question, and you were already like, "Oh hell no!" That was your actual immediate reaction.
Because I'm just
this is Sydney who's thinking, "I'm on air. I need to say the right."
Thoughts are different than actions.
Right.
Her thought is, oh hell no, I'm disturbed, and her action is, this is the adult way to deal with it.
Right.
And I think you just provided a very logical, mature way to deal with the situation.
That's amazing. That's a great point. The fact of the matter is, when all hell no is your first thought, guess what? Your first action. Your first action isn't. Your first thought isn't, oh, hell no. And then you're like, so, hi, how are you? That's not how
that happens to me all the time.
I said that before you even finished what you were saying. So I let you finish.
Exactly.
And now I'm saying what I'm saying.
Oh. So after it cools down and you found out it was a sister.
No.
So what if it's another girl?
Then I would just walk away and talk about it later. That's what I do. I don't act upon it right away. I think about what I'm going to say, maybe cry a little bit because I'm a little bitch. And then...
You know what I think the biggest power could be now that I'm analyzing what you're saying in the situation altogether?
You get it though?
I get it. I completely get it. And I applaud you for having the self-control to go about things that way.
She wouldn't.
But I just
every time.
And an idea just struck in my head because the human natural motion would be to react, right?
Right.
But what if you just walk away silently and then now you know something? Knowledge is power, bruh.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good Christmas that year. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know what I want? Well, I don't. Oh, you know what I probably want even more? Dinner at that restaurant that I saw you with that bitch. Like,
bet.
But Jess is cutting someone's face.
Maybe.
Have you been in the situation?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever actually seen someone that I'm seeing with another girl, but I've seen it on social media or people would send me screenshots. I've never actually
sent you screenshots of what?
I've had a girl send me screenshots of a conversation between her and the guy that I was dating at the time.
Sheesh.
What a venomous hater that girl is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sheesh. Well, I mean, You know what? Honestly, the best way not to get caught, fellas, is not to
Cheat.
text. And that's
Oh my gosh. Of course you would say that. Don't cheat. Just
awkward.
don't text.
Yeah, I mean, sheesh. Okay.
Trap phone.
Wow.
Trap phone. Yep.
Okay, so we do a poppin' or stoppin', and this week's poppin' or stoppin' is, of course, in honor of the Jay-Z and Beyonce picture, and who our guest is, Sid. Couples pictures, especially ones with no shirts on. How do you feel about those? Are they poppin' or stoppin'?
With no shirts on?
Yeah, because a lot of your shirts with your boyfriend involve no shirts. Like somehow he's always I've never seen him with a shirt except twice in my life.
Does he have an 8-pack?
He has a 26-pack.
His
I wouldn't have a shirt on either.
I'm not mad that he doesn't have a shirt on. Yeah. I'm mad that I have to have a shirt on. That's what I'm upset about. But they also have a lot of these cute videos of them too and things like that. And then with Jay-Z and Beyonce releasing a picture of them being naked in bed and people criticizing that, I'm wondering, do you think it's popping or stopping?
I mean, personally, I don't think I would do it just because I like to keep that stuff private.
Yeah.
But I mean, if other people do it, I don't really mind. It's their choice, personally.
Okay.
I don't post pictures of my boyfriend on Instagram because most of my followers are men, and that kind of ruins the whole, I don't know. I get a lot of unfollows.
I heard
and that's
this,
a very important thing.
Yes, and I heard this from the mouth of the VP of A&R at Sony. I walked in there. He said, the guys have to want to be like you and the girls have to want to F you. So it's not advisable to overpost a relationship.
Right.
That's
so
real.
Us as people marketing ourselves, it does hurt
As
the
brands.
numbers.
It does for sure.
You don't see Nike in a relationship. Nike has a lot of hoes. LeBron, Jordan. I mean, the concept is you have to, it's a brand. We're brands. We've become brands.
It's true.
But you post with your boyfriend. Do you feel like that affects your career?
Honestly, I don't really care about Instagram. I've gotten work more through word of mouth, and that's the reason why I wanted to grow my Instagram was because of work, because it would help me. Everything's about numbers nowadays. So I got to kind of where I wanted to be. I don't want to be some huge social media person. I don't really care about that stuff. But when I did post a picture with my boyfriend or videos on my story, I got a couple of unfollows, maybe 1,000 or, which is a lot.
Is 1,000 to you?
Well, I mean,
She must have a lot of followers.
no, I really don't. I don't at all. But that doesn't really mean anything to me. I'd rather people know that I have a boyfriend and that I'm happy, because I really haven't been posting that much. So now that I'm happy and I'm posting with him, they should accept that, even though they don't. Because I have 50-50. I have girls and guys. My ratio is 50% girls, 50% guys. So it doesn't affect me that much. But yeah, I don't really care. I mean, I'll post him. But with her, she gets most of her money through Instagram. So, well, all of her money through Instagram. So that's her work.
How exactly do you make money from Instagram?
Brand deals, and then just I don't know, random stuff. And then I have a website that I launch at milestones. So I'm about to hit 400K right now, and I'm going to launch my website again and sell merch for a week and a half.
What is this merch though that you sell? Is it panties you were wearing and now you took it off and then guys buy it? Because I've seen you laugh, but I've seen girls post that, and I was like, man, I need to start selling girl panties, bro.
You would get a lot of money
I was
off
start an Instagram page with a girl and then just start selling quote unquote her panties to all these guys.
No.
Okay, well, I was hoping.
I just sell t-shirts or posters that have my some of my most popular pictures from Instagram. I just put them on t-shirts.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's called what is milestone?
So whenever I hit a follower milestone, I'll open up my website again and sell for a short period of time.
So it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
You're increasing
100%.
the demand by the limited time. I like that. I like that.
Love it. I love it. I have a lot of advice for girls actually at home that want to make money off Instagram, because a lot of girls always want to know, and I'm glad that you're here to explain it to them. But for most of the girls, I feel like what you need to do is If you really want to make money off Instagram and that's an ambition of yours, I understand and I appreciate that. It's actually a lot of hard work. A lot of people don't realize that. What you should do is go on your Instagram, log off, get a fucking job, and shut the fuck up. And that's okay. Well,
jeez.
Yikes.
Who hurt you?
yo, Instagram, bro. Instagram. Guys and girls know what it is. All right. Our topics of the week are going to come after Mr. GK's wonderful word of the weeks so we can get a little bit of clarity into life. Mr. GK.
Yes, this is Mr. GK, and these people are my words of the week. When a path opens up for you, run through it as fast as you can. You never know if that path will open up again. Hashtag live in the moment. This is Mr. GK, and these are my words of the week. Thank you very much.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you just run through it without thinking. Leap before you think. That's actually the antithesis. Okay, so I'm going in our topics we want to talk
There's
about.
always a hater, and I'm used to it. But,
Never.
But, you know,
Never.
thousands of other people agree with what I said. So.
I love it.
All of
Thank
them
you.
are homeless. All of them are homeless. They were just leaping without thinking, just opening these doors, just leaping, not even an idea. So we're going to go into some topics. And of course, our ultimate topic is going to be revolving around Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande, who just announced their engagement. But before we get to that, recently at a high school talent show in Chicago, Chance the Rapper surprised students by bringing out Donald Glover to This Is America.
AKA
Childish Gambino. To This Is
America.
America, and the students went crazy. What would your reaction be? It was just like a high school talent show.
I mean, why is Chance the Rapper performing?
He was just being at his home.
So Chance has
that's cool, that's cool.
this show, and he does an open mic once a month for high school kids.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
So he this time brought this surprise celebrity guest who's right now.
He didn't even say anything.
Okay.
He's one of the top 5 hottest in the game right now, and the kids just lost their minds.
It was just really cool. So what would your reaction be if you were just at this? You're in high school. It's a talent show.
I'd love it.
Right? I love Childish Gambino, so I would probably shit bricks.
What I would probably try to do something to stand out so the photo could go viral. Then I could get on the news and leverage the publicity to fuel my dreams.
Oh my God.
Well, that's a real thing.
Yeah, people
if you
do
have
that
an
all the time.
ambition, because it is an open mic competition. So I'm sure as a kid, there was a kid there that had no idea that you're performing for some of the top people in the music game today, which is, to me, the lesson is always be ready.
Right.
Because there was a kid who went up there and just like kind of bullshitted around and wasn't really ready. And you had this opportunity and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I don't know about running through the doors of opportunity, but I would be willing to open every door of opportunity just to see where it leads. And that in that case. And I also think it's very cool that Chance the Rapper and Childish Gambino did this.
Did he just say running through that door of opportunity before it leaves? Did he just quote my words
I
of
said
the week?
I don't. Hold on. You didn't hear the whole sentence. I said I don't think that. I do think you should open every door to opportunity. I don't think it's a good idea to run through the door of every opportunity without thinking. So you have to listen to the whole sentence.
My words never applied without thinking.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
You were just like, open the door and run through it. That was the whole concept. Open the door, run through it.
So, okay, you just say no to opportunities and see what happens, Tehran.
So the concept is, I think it's very cool that those guys were at the show just performing. And I've always been like, if I ever was super big, I would love to do something like that.
So he's basically just giving back to the community and like going and performing at these places.
Yeah,
That's dope.
that is dope.
You don't see that
I
a
mean,
lot.
that would be great. But it's at one point, I'm like, is he feeding his ego?
Yes. But I'd like to not think that because out
Is he?
here,
Is that what's going on? Are they feeding like?
I
Are they
doubt like he would have to go to high school to feed his ego.
Well,
Guy sells out shows.
you say
Guys
that.
on TV.
I mean, you say that, but there was a time where like these high school kids asked us to prom, and I was like, "Yo, we should go because then we can get more fans at this prom." So I mean, you're still.
And we were
A brand.
considering we were because they were 18. So
going to the
No,
prom.
it's not about the age. It's not like you don't have to go to prom.
Yeah,
and
no,
sleep
but
with
it
them.
is also about the age because I'm not going to no prom with an underage person.
But you know
Even
what?
as
I
a-
think it's really cool
Even
when
18,
celebrities
that's a
do
little weird.
that. I think it's cool when celebrities do that.
Yeah, that's
when
cool.
they go to prom, when your favorite celebrity goes to prom and just surprises you or shows up. if Leonardo DiCaprio went with some 16-year-old girl. It's not like the concept isn't, hey, this is a sexual relationship. This is just a way for me to connect with a fan. I think that's really cool. I would appreciate that. Would you ever go to someone like, you have a lot of fans?
Yeah, I've been asked a couple times in my DMs to go to prom with people, and they're like, "Oh, how many retweets?" And I'm just like, "No."
Why don't you?
I don't know. I just wouldn't really feel comfortable doing that.
I'll go with you.
I mean, that might be a thing. Like, you guys are saying that, but I mean, that might be. I feel like you would gain a lot of followers, but for example, who wasn't specifically a Chance the Rapper fan, I'm more of a fan now because of this event. And for him bringing Donald Glover, like, that means a lot to some kid.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Well, Willow Smith talks about walking in on her parents, and Jada Pinkett Smith gets very candid with her, even admitting to a sex toy addiction.
So this happened. Let's give some context. There's a show called The Red Table on Facebook. It's a new show which has Jada, her daughter, and her mother. So it's like the whole concept is a grandmother, a mom, and a daughter all sit around and have open dialogue about life. And that's how this topic came up. The topic was sex. And she said in front of her daughter and to her, admitted that she had a sex toy addiction.
Yikes.
Do you think that's a little too much to discuss with your kids?
Yeah, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable watching it, and to some extent, maybe my parents, and this also came up on the show, because my father's a minister. I grew up in church. Okay, there's this whole story that may or may have not been me, where some kid got caught watching porn. The mom
it was you, bro. He brought it up at church.
The mom told the Sunday school teacher, and there was a Sunday school lesson about how porn is a sin, and over time, I grew this guilt over my sexuality. So I do see what happens on the opposite end when you aren't open enough with your kids or accepting enough of their sexuality or speaking about it. But I think going down to the detail of a sex toy, I wouldn't want to hear that from my mom. Yeah. Then again, like the Smith kids are like aliens, so they could handle it. They're like advanced. Their brains are more advanced than ours.
Yeah, but at the same time, like having that open dialogue with your parents about sex, is that something where we're ashamed because it's not what we're used to? And if we did have that situation where we did talk about sex, then maybe these misbehaviors that happen sexually would not happen. Maybe if we were more open as a society about sex, then there would be less rapes. There would be less, for example, any type of behavior that's outside the norm, meaning pedophilia, things of that nature, because it wouldn't be so suppressed and oppressed regression of sexuality.
Yeah.
We hide it.
Yeah. I have a pretty open relationship with my mom and my dad. I don't really talk to my dad so much about sex because that's kind of weird, but my siblings too. I'm very close with them, so I talk to them about it, my friends, but I don't know. I've never watched porn. Is that weird?
It's not weird. I also don't really watch porn. I watch the softcore stuff, the posing, because I just get jealous if there's a guy touching the lady who I'm admiring.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He wasn't watching softcore when he got caught by his parents. So
it
was not softcore. It was
what is
hardcore
that?
cartoon porn.
Softcore is just like, it's just posing in the nude.
So George clicked on it. This is like in the internet. He clicked on a link. It was a cartoon. So he started watching a cartoon, and it turned out to be hardcore porn. And then he started watching cartoon porn.
Why is he just saying things about
because
me
that's
like that?
That's
and who said that I was the protagonist of this story? It was completely could have been someone else.
Because his dad went in the church and looked at George and gave a speech about porn, and specifically was and looked at George and was talking to him, so that everybody in the church looked at George too.
Do you know how it felt to be in that front pew? Wait, it wasn't me, but you know how it would feel to be in that front pew?
This is like OJ. You're like OJ right now, bro.
Jeez.
You're like OJ.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do.
kids.
especially in church.
Yeah, what would you do if you
Yeah.
got caught by your parents just watching porn?
Oh, okay. So when I think I was 8 years old, I was on the computer and something had popped up and I literally did not know what sex was. Like, I was very sheltered, played volleyball, didn't do anything else. So my little cousins were in the room and they were staring at the computer and I clicked on a Pornhub link or something like that. And my aunt, I shut the computer really fast because I didn't know what it was. Well, I knew what it was. Like, I was like, that doesn't look normal. But I shut the computer, and right as I shut the computer super fast, because I was scared, my aunt walked in the room.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, what were you doing? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. And I ran out of the room and I started crying. And she was like, oh my gosh, my children are so young and you're so young. I swear, I went to Disneyland with them, like, so much. Went all over the world with them so much. Like, every year did like a bunch of trips with them. And I swear I was so embarrassed to go back over there because I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And I was just terrified. Oh my gosh. It was so bad. I was like, my aunt and uncle hate me. Like, I'm such a bad person.
So with that being said, after that incident, you did feel guilt for them catching you and stuff. Did that same guilt transfer into your sexuality? Like, were you then afraid to explore that ever again for a while?
That actually has something to do with it. And my parents were just, I don't know, I just didn't want to let my mom down because I didn't want to tell her that I was having sex when I started. But she, I don't know, she was really cool with it. She was just like, as long as it was with the right person, whatever. But I don't know, I mean, that's really young to be, it kind of like freaked me out in the mind.
Yeah, completely.
I was like, only kiss guys, like, let's just peck. There's no making out, there's nothing. I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, just peck. And now, because of that, you don't like watching porn? Does that play subconsciously?
No, I just never have had the urge to watch it. It's like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, well, not what I don't know. Whatever. Bye. I don't know.
And you, did you have similar incidents or growing up were you more
Do you watch porn?
free-spirited?
Yes.
Okay, do you like porn?
I like to use it for educational purposes.
Educational purposes? Like, what do you mean by that?
Just
Like,
in
to
case you're in
learn-
a situation where you're having a gangbang, you're like, this is how you
No,
handle things.
I mean, I don't watch
No.
like that kind of porn, but I'm going to watch like something and be like, oh, that's a new trick that I can like try or whatever, you know?
Oh.
You are a
like,
gymnast. Couldn't you just do a backflip? Okay, so
sex is like, it's for some people, it's almost like a sport. Like they feel that they're very good at it. They feel like they're at this advanced. I'm a starfish, so I don't know anything about that stuff, but they feel like they're at this.
Starfish.
Yeah, they feel like they're at some advanced level of sex. Do you see sex in some ways as a sport? Something you practice and get better at?
Not exactly a sport. I don't know. I guess it's like fun to like have sex with someone that you're truly like in love with, and you just want to like explore new things with them.
For sure.
And what about sex toys? Do either of you use sex toys?
No.
Yeah.
And is it
Sorry,
better than
Mom.
sex?
No. I was in a long distance relationship and I just felt that I needed to do that to stay like faithful while we were separated for like 2 or 3 months at a time.
Now, do you use them when you're alone, or do you also use them with your partner?
I've never used one with a partner. I think
Why?
because my boyfriend at the time was kind of uncomfortable with the fact that I used one.
Really?
Like, yeah.
He felt like he wasn't adequate enough. When
Yeah.
That's how I felt before.
Really? Because I feel like that's a young thing. For me, it's like, thank God, nigga, I'm tired. Just like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you work too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to not just lay there. Let's get some work in. You know what I'm saying? Let's beat this shit.
Oh my God.
What are we doing here? What are we doing? That's so much pressure. You know what I'm saying? It's pressure. Like, help me, help you, help me, help you.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Like, help. I don't mind help. I also stop and ask for directions. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just gonna be like, I know what I'm doing. No, I don't know. No one does.
That's me.
None of us don't. We need.
But
Super inexperienced. I'll say that. Like, I don't really care.
So it's not like a sport to you that you practice. It's just something that's spontaneous and enjoyable.
I mean, I haven't really had sex a lot. I haven't really done it enough to really experience different things.
How long you been in LA?
A year.
Yeah. So, okay. So,
Oh my
topic. Trust me, we will have a different conversation in 2.
I don't know, bro. A year in LA, a lot can happen.
Yeah.
No, but
for
she's been
sure.
sheltered in a year. She's been sheltered. She's been good in
No,
a year.
no.
She's been good in a year. You've been in a relationship for the past couple months,
Yeah,
right? Before that,
not really, no.
sheltered in LA.
But I wouldn't do it even if I'm not that type of person to change. Like LA's not
I
going
don't
to
think
change
you're gonna.
me.
Why would you change? Why would you not just open or be?
Because
explore?
I don't want to.
You're not the type of person to ever be experienced at sex. So even if you had one partner I didn't say you'd have sex with a lot of people. That's not anything that said out of my mouth. You said I'm inexperienced, and I said give her a year.
Yeah, but why living in LA? Like, what does that change?
I just feel like
Let me tell you what being in LA changes. This is my first night in LA. I go to a bar thinking I'm going to have a drink. I was offered marijuana and a few lines of cocaine.
Oh gosh.
And I
Inaccurate.
turned it down, and then I was offered Molly, and I turned it down. I'm like, this is weird. Then I somehow end up at the Playboy Mansion, and I'm going to swim in the little grotto because I think it's cool. And there's like people having orgies in the same pool I'm swimming in. It's
That's
disgusting. I jumped
gnarly.
out, I covered my breasts, and I got my towel and I left.
you have to get out. You have to get out. You have to get out.
to
That's
get
LA.
out.
LA does have an effect on people, and it's sexually it's because when you're a little older, and especially in LA, there's just a lot of like people having sex. So when you're older and you're in a relationship, that person might expect more sex from you than the partners you've had in the past, and that's why I said that.
Yeah,
and because LA is gonna just make everyone a hoe. So for the main topic of the main topic I want to discuss, like how long you should wait before being with someone else or in another relationship. Let's go to the Pete Davidson Ariana Grande situation that's like
I'm
just
glad
unfolding
you're
now.
speaking on this. This is very relevant to the topic.
Exactly, because
Right.
they announced their engagement after a month of dating, but both are still linked to their previous relationships. Ariana Grande, of course, to Mac Miller, Pete Davidson to writer Cassie David, and that just ended, as far as we know, less than a couple months ago. Still very relevant in 2018. How long should people wait to move on?
It depends on how close you are to the person, I believe. So right now, I'm like so madly in love. Like it would be so hard for me to move on. It would take a long time. If it was just someone that I was having a fling with or getting to know, I mean, I still don't think I would move on after a month, but you never know. Everybody's different, and maybe it just wasn't right, and then she found the right person right away. That's kind of what happened to me. I found my boyfriend now while I was talking to someone else, but I wasn't being treated right, and now it's like I don't think anybody can treat me better, honestly.
Yeah, because he's listen, I love this guy. Like
Yeah.
I love it's like my brother. I love this guy.
Yeah.
So real. So I understand that.
It took you 15 years to tell me that I'm like your brother. You went to Earth Cafe and met someone's boyfriend. He's like, oh, he's like my brother. I love him.
Yeah. I can't even pronounce his full name. Love him. Brother. Listen, if you saw his six packs, he'd be your brother too, bro. Listen, if you saw his
He's a hottie.
Bro, such a good looking guy. I want to go around and be like, yo, yeah, this is my brother. Bro. That's how it
Take
works.
off your shirt.
Yeah, listen, and that's why I don't want to have kids, because if I have ugly kids, I swear I disown them.
Oh my God.
Daddy. I don't know this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut up, Karen. Didn't I tell you not to hit? So, how long do you feel like you should wait, Jess?
I guess it really depends on the relationship and the connection that you had with them. Like, I read something a while ago that was like, oh, if you were in a relationship for 2 years, it's going to take you 4 years to get over that person fully, which I kind of feel that.
Wait, 4-to-2 ratio?
So if you're dating someone
twice as long.
Yeah, twice as long.
So 2-to-1,
Oh, 2-to-1.
Yeah. Which I kind of feel that.
which is technically 4-to-2. but
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
reduced.
reduced. That makes sense, because actually the reason why the 4-to-2 spoke to me, I've been through that before.
No,
Right.
no, you haven't. No, you haven't. It takes you a long time, George, to get over loss in general. Like,
That's good though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Spirit fingers. She's
Yeah.
vibing.
Listen,
She's
he had to
vibing.
throw away a pair of jeans. I had to hear about these jeans for 8 months. Like he's like, well, they're not my old jeans. I got him new jeans. I got him
You
new
would
jeans.
be surprised to know that I had ice cream with Martin Sheen when I was wearing those jeans.
I would be not surprised, just didn't care. So you're saying you wouldn't feel the type of way if you were dating a guy and then he just started dating someone else right after you? You wouldn't have thoughts or like this must have been going on or anything like that?
No, I definitely would. I just haven't really experienced that. I've usually been the one to move on before the guy for whatever reason. But I usually give myself like a good amount of time to like find myself and just to like focus more on myself than anything else. And I think that's really important. Like you have to love yourself before anyone else can love you.
Very true.
Do you think this relationship between Pete and Ariana is going to last?
I actually I just read up on it this morning. I didn't really know anything about it, but I mean, I hope it does. I hope they find happiness.
And I guess we all I hope they do. I mean, I wouldn't want any unhappiness on anyone, but I would think sometimes it's good to be alone and be able to find yourself, especially when you're a broken person. And with everything Pete's been going through, I was just with them last week, and it's like, maybe you should take a little bit of time. But then again, you know what? Pete Davidson's a millionaire. What the fuck do I know, right? Where do you want people to find you if you want them to find you? Instagram, social media?
No.
You don't want people to find you?
I like that answer. No.
What about you, Jess?
Jessie Sims Official.
Oh.
At Jessie Sims Official?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's too late. You're done.
I thought you meant something else. I was like, I don't want anybody to find me right now.
No. Like Bumble.
Oh, so that was actually very sincere and loving and caring and loyalty to her boyfriend.
That's what I thought you meant.
Sweet.
I'm not
Give
like.
me a high five, psych.
Oh, I hate you.
I am Tehran, literally at I am Tehran all across the board. Please find me. Tell your friends to find me. Tell your hot girlfriends to find me. Tell their hot friends and girlfriends to find me. Tell their side chicks to come to my show. Listen, I want everybody, because when I DM people, they'll be like, oh, I would love to come to you. No, it's not a date. Come to one of my shows every Monday and Thursday at the Laugh Factory, 10 p.m. And make sure to find
Find me, it's at Mr. George Corey. I'll be posting a lot of my new works, my new creations, Black Coffee trailer, 2 new screenplays coming out that I'll be filming soon. And that's at Mr. George Corey. Tehran, please spell my last name.
That's Khouri. And definitely check out Black Coffee. You can even add Black Coffee at
Black Coffee Show. Add us and we'll show you the latest and greatest of the show.
And make sure to find us, because we are
Imperfect Gentlemen.
Remember, nobody's perfect.
But
But us! Thank you to our
Yeah.
guests and, of course, Martin on the boards.